I'm Kied, and this is more of FE7x, the Immortal Sword. So I trolled around a bit on that subreddit for the game that I found last week. Found some interesting stuff. It wasn't the full extent of what I was hoping for. I was looking actually for growth rates of characters. I kind of wanted to have a sense for whether or not my characters were doing all right, if they were doing better or worse on a case-by-case basis. And I suppose part of that was because I was kind of feeling a little underpowered compared to typical Fire Emblem conventions, but while I didn't find the growth rates, I did find what may be a potential reason for that, and one of the posts by the creator himself, or at least the director. I don't think this is a one-person project by any means, but the director, I'll call him VW Yeti. BWD Yeti. Had some interesting things to say about one of the aspects that may be resulting or maybe causing this sense that I feel underpowered. And one of the other people on the subreddit mentioned that all the characters, player characters and enemies all have very high HP, which is something I might have mentioned before. If not, it's definitely something I've seen. Not that I have any specific numbers right in front of me, but one of the consequences of that is that it's fairly rare for any ally or enemy to die in a single round of combats, and the developer says that is a very intentional and core part of the design. And let me see. Let me just read off some of the things he said as far as why that is. Put simply, determining which combination of actions can be taken on each turn, figuring out which subsets of the enemies in range can be killed, deciding on which of those enemies to focus on, and taking them out so they're no longer a threat. Things like setting up defensive formations while attacking to prepare for enemy turn, because there will be some enemies left in range, making on-the-fly adjustments to compensate for misses and crits. Those are the kinds of things that he finds to be much more engaging tactical problem than matching units with an enemy that the player knows the player unit can beat in a single round of combat, and just making sure that those units fight each other. And it's an interesting philosophy, and I do agree that does tend to create more tactical problems to solve for the player. But it does, and based on some of the comments in the thread and the fact that that thread exists, I'm not the only person who kind of feels that while what he says is true, it's not the full picture. And I think there was another, or I'm not sure if it was, but another hack that I've played called Staff of Ages. I recall running into a similar problem where I perpetually felt like I was underpowered, like I was struggling to kill enemies consistently with my units, even though I was going from chapter to chapter. Each time my unit's getting stronger, the enemies seem to keep getting stronger at the same pace, to the point where in chapter 1 it would take 2 of my units to kill 1 enemy, and in chapter 10 it was still taking 2 of my units to kill 1 enemy. And that's very much a similar effect that I've been running into here. And while the strategic part is there, as he mentioned, it also kind of left me feeling like I wasn't progressing. I didn't feel like my units were getting any stronger, and that's one of the things that I enjoy in a Fire Emblem game, is that sense of going from weaker to my units being weaker to stronger. And even if all of my numbers continue to increase, if there isn't a noticeable combat effect, then I don't feel that sense of progression. And I don't know if there is a solution for that. It's just kind of an observation that I wanted to touch upon. And it'll be interesting playing today now that I have the creator's philosophy a little bit more understood, to see if maybe I can internalize some of it myself and change the way that I play to account for such things, because I'm not sure I was actively considering my strategy in a way that I should assign or expect to need 2 units to kill any one enemy. Let's see. But now that I am a little more conscious of that, oh no, this is the one file that I'm discarding because it went terribly. I want to start over this one. Maybe? I do kind of want to just start this one over. What is... I'm just going to go to the character chapter select. I'm not sure that I would say that tactics have been skewed that dramatically by... Oh, I have to redo all this. Yes, I've played 6 and 7. I've played randomizers of both. I've played hard modes of both. What was I doing last time? Yeah, and I think I may have mentioned last time that that philosophy does help add value to those specialized weapons that were kind of secondary in the original GBA games, where a lot of times you could kill without them. They were sometimes clutch, but most of the time they were a convenience, or maybe they helped a weaker unit level up a little bit faster, but they weren't essential. And their power kind of played out a little bit more in low turn count runs, where you're not feeding a lot of experience to units, so you needed a little more oomph on some of your stuff. The self-randomizer, you mean, for FE8? I did try it, actually. I didn't go too far in because the settings that I initially tried weren't random enough. I may go back and try it again with the settings kind of cranked up to be a little crazier, but it was a combination of getting lucky with some of my randomizations and other things just not being quite as dramatic as I was hoping for, at least for a stream setting. Okay, so I need to finish off Aerie because she's close to promoting. I think she's the only one. Right? Interesting. I'll give that a try. I'll make a note of it. kind of interesting that that's the Easter egg for an FE8 hack. There we go. That was pretty good. There are some other insights in this particular developer post, or response I should say, that were kind of interesting. I don't have the exact part that I'm thinking of in front of me, but there was an observation that each of the three teams, kind of weapon triangle wise, had some deficiencies, though it looks like I'm, at least where I currently am with Uther's party, that I'm pretty well balanced, especially with Fargus now providing an axe. But I think Uther's party was originally supposed to be a whole bunch of swords and lances, but no axe. Tristan's party was a bunch of axes and swords with no lance, and Eliza's party is a bunch of lances and swords? Lances and axes with no sword? Yeah, lances and axes with no sword, because Uther only has Fargus for an axe, Eliza only has Melanie for a sword, and I don't think there's any lance in Tristan's party. I did stream Void Splitzar Adventure as well. That was actually the first thing I did on this channel after I set it up. I did a blind run here. It's all on YouTube at the moment under the same username that my Twitch is. But yeah, Void Splitzar Adventure was fun for the most part. It did some kind of dumb stuff here and there, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. Don't remember how this one actually ends. Oh, yeah, Magnus actually won that one because of his overall bulk. I think I remember seeing a note, someone noting that Hussar was supposed to be balanced around this his personal bow here, Swift, because it's a brave bow. And while I see it, I don't agree with it, especially considering it's got a limited number of uses. It shouldn't really balance an entire character around a single weapon. Because if you break it, if you don't use it, then the character is kind of left with unbalanced, I would say. Because without that brave bow, Hussar is really underwhelming. Like, he's level 9 and he only has 10 speed. And the other reason that I don't think that's a great design choice is because it also then pigeonholes him into only using this weapon, and you if you use anything else, then he's unbalanced for those weapons. So it's a bit of a shame that I disagree on that design decision, but it is what it is at this point. Aerie was supposed to be a bases unit with low growths, supposed to be usable immediately, whereas Magnus was supposed to be the growth unit with low bases and would grow into something stronger. And I was seeing comments that were also kind of debating whether or not Aerie was successful in being a bases unit in that sense that she's supposed to be strong from the outset. And a lot of people were commenting that the 4 movement on both of them was a big detractor from both that designation and their usefulness overall. Let me keep playing while I talk, otherwise I'm not going to get anywhere. Yeah, I agree. Like a brave weapon should be balanced around within its own self, within its own stats and stuff, like the way that Fates and Heroes balances it by giving it a speed cut, or making it unable to have its double attack properties on enemy phase, rather than crippling a character in order to make it not overpowered. And then that way it kind of has its own niche. That sounds kind of interesting. It kind of reminds me of this big hack that's was FE7 versus FE8, and it was like every character from 6 and 7 versus every character from 8, all on one giant map, all at once. I didn't play it because it looked really tedious, but it was a nifty idea, even if I didn't quite agree with, or even if I didn't think it was going to be super fun to play out. But oh, did you? So how did it actually play? Because I showed these all last week. They should be in the archive still. I'm just gonna skip through them because this one was good. I recommend that one on Tony and Eagler. As much as I've kind of fizzled a little bit on the design philosophy for this game, the writing is still stellar. Alright, what did I actually want to do with this one? Use? Oh wait, this is Eagler, right. See, this time I'm going to remember to actually, I can't use it. Why not? Is it only for weapons? Because that still leaves me in a bit of a pickle. Because Madeline's got almost no heals left. Alright, there goes that idea. Dare I still try for that Horse Slayer? The Zanbato. This is decent. His doesn't have stellar defense or resistance to begin with, so getting that extra speed might not be terrible. See, I don't. Oh, right. And I think I ran into a problem at one point where that 1 point of speed actually made her not double. This is the same thing because they're the same affinity. I think I can go with this time. That helps patch his speed problem. And I might actually bench my mages. Well, one of the two or both of them this chapter, just because I need to move faster than I was last time. And trying to letting them keep up was definitely kind of slowing me down. See, I have one vulnerary. Don't have a shop yet, so I can't sell that red gem. Isidore is probably going to be on the front lines a bit more, so she can have the bigger vulnerary. Same thing there. Actually, the potion. Potion heals for more. Alright, we're sieging the castle. But we're starting at the throne, and we're supposed to actually rout all the people, all the enemies lagging behind. That never gets old. A support with the C. So instead of using Aerie, I'll try using Sybil for this fighter, and then finishing off with Tony or Hussar, so that Tony can hit the mark. Actually, I'll leave her up there so that she'll support Hussar when he comes up. Leonard has the movement to catch up on his own. Okay. I think we're good. Let's try this again. I'll take it. So I can appreciate any instance where one of my units can one round kill someone a little bit more now that I have a bit more of the context of the they... Oh. It's like, these two are supposed to have supported. It wasn't showing up at first. Who else? Madeline? I can kind of do something with that. Some people were saying that Uther actually kind of falls off as well in usefulness. His stats need to be buffed. I'm at 9 out of 12, though I haven't seen 8 yet, and this is 7x, so I'm probably 2/3 of the way through, maybe 3/4. This will work. Hey, already doing better than before. I'll set Isadora up here to protect. Leonard has a conversation with Augustus. Okay. See, okay, so she still has her full movement indoors. I kind of wanted that pure water, but not sure where to give up for it. And thus begins the slows. It was only 50%, but it was a whole 50%. Yep. So I unfortunately can't keep Madeline in range to continue supporting Eagler. She just doesn't have enough movement. Let's see, I can... Okay, so go in with the Iron Lance and then swap him to a Iron Sword. Already substantially better than the last time. That's a good level up too. That slow witch is going to be a thorn in my side for a long time. Okay, so shouldn't be doubled. Basically just hoping Eagler can survive this turn, which 25 is gonna hurt. Both those 25s, but 6. We'll see. That actually helps me out considerably as it blocks Eagler from being attacked on one side. Okay, that's not as much damage as I expected. Which is okay, because I still haven't quite figured out how the weapon triangle bonuses. They do still seem higher than what I constantly expect. I don't remember what was in it, but it wasn't a staff, and I was disappointed. So this works, but then can she then survive the next turn? I think if I heal her and then have Eagler use this potion, then I should be good. This is the one with the Iron Axe. Good. I do want that vulnerary though. Need to keep Madeline safe as well. Yep, still Horsey Emblem. It's because most veterans will tell you that movement is the most important stat. Alright. Okay. I can work with this. Oh, really? What a Jagan thing to do. Low percentage crit the one enemy that I wanted to stay alive. Nuts. Oh well. Actually, I kinda need both of these guys alive still, because I need stuff off of them. There are some bad horse units, but their quote-unquote bad aspect is off most of the time balanced out by just having horse utility. It's still not close enough. I can't really afford to be dawdling like this, unfortunately. As much as I want their stuff. I made the mistake of making Leonard and Augustus talk in the first turn, and that put Leonard behind everyone. do have a javelin. Still a little nervous about using all of these heal uses, but I do need to keep moving here. I can weaken him. After all, can't kill anyone in one round of combat. %0 chance to crit. Hopefully he just doesn't attack someone who's going to pop him in return. Vargas is higher resistance than I was expecting. Okay. I think the worst they come after FE4 is probably Trek and Noah. And FE6. That's what I wanted. Here. And those two were made worse by the fact that the beginning game Christmas cabs exist. And even though they were still usable, Noah was a bit of a challenge, mostly because his growths focus on skill and luck, and not much else. And his bases were only moderately higher than Trek's at 4 levels, I think 3 levels higher. FE6, yeah. I mean, to its credit, it was attempting to make the 4 Cavaliers that you got distinctive units, but yeah. Yeah, FE6's unit spread is interesting to say the least. It works. This is better. Yeah, I'd like to take no damage, especially if this guy can't reach me on the next turn. Though, I will say for FE6, if you're not trying to like efficiency or low turn count stuff, a lot more characters are viable than the fandom will have you believe. Most of the time, they're not so much bad units as they are poorly timed growth units. But if you can get them the experience they need, they can get up to performing stats. It's just at that point it is a labor of love if you like the character. Oh. Yeah, it might be a bit of a problem if the stats that the units got in this translated to how they were in FE7, because Marcus is dead. I lost Marcus on an earlier chapter. Wait, gotta be careful about you. I wish I could tell how bad it would be if I got in range. But I suppose Fargus can open this up. Training forever. Actually, oh no, wait, you got a Sword Reaper. Because of course you do. Being stuck in an eternal montage. This is an interesting design idea of a one-range magic tome effective against cavalry. This time I've got Sybil though. Though I can't throw her in quite this turn. Situations like these kind of make me miss Hero's movement assists. I'd really like to be able to pop this wall, but I also don't really want to invest so many movements that I have to, because I'd have to rescue and then drop. Then again, half these characters aren't in range to do anything else, so maybe I should go for it. Because the sooner I get down here, the sooner I can nab these treasures and then get back to a kind of a safer place before reinforcements pop up over here. And I mean, once that's done, the thief that appears over on this side is inconsequential. Maybe well, Leonard's already right here. I might as well grab the chest and then here I can rescue drop him afterwards. Basically, you're asking how many of the characters here actually appear in 7. A good number of them. If just in name, Hussar and Madeline are Lynn's parents. Leonard is original. Tony is original. Sybil's original. Fargus is the pirate that helps Elwood and Hector. Eagler we already talked about. Uther is Hector's brother. And Isadora is a playable character. Have Marcus and Harkin both appear, but they both fell in combat in my file because I messed up. Those were largely tactical errors. I didn't do enough counting beforehand. So 5 con. 12, 20, 15. Okay, so all 3 of these should be able to rescue each other. To which end it shouldn't matter which one I use to do what. Alright, so I'll use the one furthest away so that everyone who goes afterwards has more movement to work with. They're not exactly the same. Let's see. I don't think... First off, Nomad has only 6 movement. Same with Troubadour. Troubadour being, I guess, being the FE8 version in that particular sense. Do you have Kanto? Okay, Sybil does not actually have Kanto. I remembered that a little too late. So... that might have been a critical error here already. It's 2x, so 20, 28, 25. She can survive. 5, 11. I just can't fire back. But thanks to that HP. Oh no, she can move again. Even though she doesn't have Kanto. Why is that a skill for some people and not for others? Can use after most actions. Kanto. No Kanto. Okay. Maybe it's built into flight. Yeah, okay, it is built into flight. I remember getting messed up by that before, though. That I was expecting her to Kanto and she wasn't. She didn't. Oh, if this hits, then that kind of messes up the rescue drop plan a little bit. It sets it back. There we go. Good. I need to resist the desire to shoot over that wall as well, because I can't. Because it's an actual wall. That was a lucky dodge, too. Alright. He has appeared so far as an NPC, but he has not appeared playably. I believe the subreddit I read that he has a bigger role to play still, but it's not clear whether that's a playable role or not. Right, it is a staff, but not a healing staff. Play it a little safe just in case I can't get through all of these. Let's see, I've used my healer. I need to clear space over here. I'm getting a little cramped. See if we can take care of the Sword Reaver. Yes, just like that. then double crit. That hit overflow putting in work, then Uther can come in and tank the halberd. And we can slap some damage on this archer along the way. Should work. There we go. Yep, not done yet. Part 1 is finished, which is the first 12 chapters. This is chapter 7x. I might as well. There's the thief. Yes, it is. As new versions come out, then the save file is actually stored in a completely different folder. Oh right, she still counts as cavalry. Oh well, not too big of a deal. When you get a new version comes out, you just open it up and it will actually detect the save file if it's in the same place as before, and you can just go with it. Because I actually started this file on an older version and I updated it from there. Risky, but possible. Did I get anything out of that other than freeing up some movement space? I do kind of regret putting Isadora there now. She, as poised as she is to charge into this room, I need to clear that mage first, which actually I suppose I could just use Sybil for. Because Sybil doesn't want to run in there with the archer sitting there. So now I can send in my pair of calves, start securing the area. That's good. I'll take that. Tony's downfall and Tony's return. Rip heal staff. We got some cavalry coming down from the south as well, so bringing Uther down will help. I wonder if that's a cross-the-line reinforcement. Ow. Hey. Really? I couldn't be happy that it was going well for a change. Isadora at exacting my vengeance on the RNG. 4%. Just 4. Alright, I've got enough. I don't think I have ever tried Micro Emblem. I think I've heard of it, but... See, he's supposed to be balanced around his swift bow, but it just leaves... It means he's forced to use a brave weapon and he's still average because of it. That's a good matchup. I kind of really want to do that. You have anything to steal? Got an iron bow. I mean, I guess. Tony only has a steel and a short bow. Is there any way I can kill this fighter without putting someone in range of the archer? And I don't think there is. No, I either can't kill that fighter at all. So I'm probably going to have to kill with Isadora and then use Madeline to heal afterwards. That was, yeah, blocking the archer in was my plan. Unfortunately, still going to be able to take a shot at someone even if I do, because of having to kill that fighter first. Nope. Archer doesn't matter. Deleted. Really want to send Tibble down to mess with the witch, but it depends on can I kill this guy with just these two, which I think I can actually because of Swift's double. Which of you have? Tony has slightly more resistance, but Hussar has higher HP at the moment. 12 and 20 will work. So if I don't have to use Swift, I'll try conserving it. Because I'm now not certain that the repair kit works on bows. Which it might not, because they're bows and it says blades. It contains items for tending to blades. I do like what they did with bows in this game, that they have weapon triangle at range, weapon triangle advantage at range, and then weapon triangle disadvantage up close. I think that's a good idea. What would restringing your bow do? that other witch is now... Sure. Other witch is now blocking the thief from getting to this door. Huh. I don't know. I was kind of interpreting, at least for like projectile weapons, their durability kind of seemed more like a number of arrows they were carrying, or something to that effect. Oh right, feedback bow. Silence has 7 uses, huh? Not bad. Fire I don't need. I guess I might as well grab the silence staff. Yep. 4 movement, not good enough for this one where I needed to move fast. Alright, resistance is good. Nope. Foot mages have 5 movement. What do you have? Just a fine sword, huh? 15. Not too bad. I can take that. Short bow and iron arch. So iron arch are like the blades of the bows. The bow sector. 14, 13. Maybe I'll steal some lockpicks. Feedback bow will help with killing power. I'm gonna see what this thief does before I do anything to him. He's got a route to the remaining chests. Let's see if he'll take it, or if he'll try to steal a consumable off one of my units, in which case Leonard can jump in and steal it back. Give Tony an in-between for the short and the steel bow. Make sure this guy can't kill anyone. 13. Yeah, okay, we should be good. Just in case. I can protect my bow users, because they'll take extra damage from weapon triangle disadvantage if they get attacked up close. Kind of wanted the short bow, but iron arch will still be useful. See, that Cavalier does have a light round. Should just Senbata. That won't kill. Just barely won't. Damage. It's not gonna be enough. Alright, I'll use the Great Lance. Just to make sure I can get a 2-round kill. Oh, it's a hand axe. Alright. Index 23. May want to go with a Sard just to be safe. Tony is still a little fragile and a little low on HP. Alright, he needs more speed. Can take a chance. Still get decent damage otherwise. Did he have a vulnerary? He does. He might use it. Should probably just heal her. Oh, okay. Thief couldn't reach the chests even if he wanted to, though. He is going to move out of Leonard's range next turn if I don't do something. Gotta deal with these reinforcements soon, but not quite yet. I think we're good here. Okay, I'll take that vulnerary then. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Alright. So at minimum I need to kill this guy, someone who can tank both of them. Yeah, with 42 HP I'm not one-rounding him. damage? 11 and 18. That might be a little much. That's skill, though. You'd have never imagined her skill would be so high after seeing her animations as a scout. Nothing worth stealing, so I'll take any chance I can to one round. Yeah, like that. Speed and defense. So maybe I can actually kill this archer this turn. Alright. Hopefully that thief doesn't turn violent with the chest being covered. Ready to deal with the next wave. Alright, you do that. Alright. Do have to be somewhat cautious. The 11 attack is probably not going to threaten anyone, but the hand axe could be a little bothersome. I'll go in with sword units. Has Sybil at any point shown herself to be the kind of character that would succumb to puppy dog eyes? Oh, there was a support there. Next turn. Just wanted to up the hit rate a little bit. There's also a support here. Hussar and Eagler? That's interesting. But I gotta get you safe first. More supports. So I accidentally dropped her in the exact spot that I wanted to remove her from. Okay, it's just those three. I think I like how they handled status stabs in this one. Even if that slow does hit, it's bothersome enough to worry about it, but it's not crippling. I think the status only lasts 2 turns. Oh, okay. This thief saw up to other stuff. That's what he's doing. I can handle that though. Yep, 10 to a 6. It's too great of a burden, huh? Why is that? Does it say? I clearly have enough speed to steal from him. 9. If you're gonna tell me that it's because of the weight, then I'm gonna definitely call some bullshit on that, because this thief has all of 3 strength, and he's lifted it. I'll take his lockpicks though. So then I think I'm gonna park Eagler right next to the thief with as little equipment as I can. Or someone next to the thief. Hussar might work too. I am a little curious of whether or not the thief could steal his personal bow, but not now. Don't need to risk that right now. Yeah, you keep doing that. Doesn't even matter if he does hit. Oh, he's just going to attack. Probably don't even need three or two or three lockpicks like this, but yeah, I lost that Lance Reaver annoyingly. Maybe, no, it shouldn't be the case because I was able to lift other stuff. Actually, we stole that Iron Arch, which is heavier than the Lance Reaver. Why can I not steal the Lance Reaver? It's not equipped. He can't use it. See, we need a tooltip for what the actual rules for steal are. Is there tutorial stuff? Not tutorial, but like information. I know FE8 had a game guide. I don't see anything. It's gonna be a bit of a pain because Lance Reavers are real strong, especially for Uther. But if there's nothing to be done about it, then I suppose we'll continue on here. Steal his lockpicks and kill him next turn. A lot of damage, but it's a thief, low defense, even if he still has high HP. And then Hussar can get all of his stuff back. Sybil hasn't seen quite as much action this chapter as I had hoped to give her, but oh well. She still performed an essential role. Alright, now what's the quickest way to get at that witch? There's no krenels along this wall, so I can't shoot through it. Right, we had some other supports to look at actually, didn't we? Igler Nassar. I might have to pass on this one because you do get only five conversations like in the GBA era. So if I do start Igler and Nassar, Igler would be unable to actually get an A support for anyone. And while I'm not sure Tony is the best choice for that, it's currently the most interesting one. Sybil is similarly now stuck with whomever I choose to A support and no one else, which Magnus is probably the only real option there. Does she have anything worth stealing? This witch? Now I think about it. She's got a mend staff. I should probably steal that. Especially since I need new staves pretty desperately. So let's get a rescue chain set up here. 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll get the oh, right. She loses her extra movement when she's carrying someone. Well, that messed that up a bit. But not terribly. It should be close enough. Actually, he's slowed, so it probably isn't. Maybe she'll move closer, though. Here, witchy, witchy, witchy. That's not moving closer. Where are you going? Tell me it's actually going to try to escape. Why does a witch get 5 movement, but my mages only get 4? No one else in this actually matters. Okay. And she still missed. Sweet, merciful healing. I read somewhere that, no, it doesn't say, that healing works off of your res stat instead of your magic, or something to that effect. Don't suppose I can steal that slow staff. Too late now, actually, though. Because she's going to use it next turn, and that's going to be the last one. Alright, well, never mind losing my only axe user, that still went better than last time. Still no chapter 8, so we'll see if it shows up. If I go back, then I might have Fargus, but if I go forward, then I'll get all those level ups that I had. Farewell, Fargus. I heard you were fairly mediocre to begin with. Here's some colorful new fellows, even if 2 of them are still lacking eyes. Why does Aquila always have to be the butt of the joke? He beat Sir Horace to death with his own horse. Now, Pat, this isn't conception. She named a pie after him? What is this, Awakening? Not really, but he's just saying so. Oh, so he was named after a pie, which is named after the fruit. Okay, that's not quite as bad. Oh. Well. So that apparently happened. Perhaps we will have Barry and Magnus take part in the training so that they can kind of make up for experience they didn't get last chapter. Did get the fire. Which he can use. I gotta have to remember that they do have a fire, wind, light, thunder split in this game. Well, that builds support between the people as well, even if they're compatible. You get area level. Okay. Definitely makes her less fragile. Let me see if Magnus can actually win a round. Is that a parrot? This seems moderately advantageous to Magnus. we go. Okay, he's a tank. Fortunately, his speed might become a problem. I remember last time when I was doing the previous chapter, he was getting doubled by stuff, almost fatally so. This could be interesting. I'm not sure who will win this one. Asar actually won that one. Okay, he needed strength. Got 2 more to give out. Don't need to give the convoy level ups after every chapter if this gives this much experience. I'm getting like almost 2 to 3 level ups per chapter instead. I'm actually pretty okay with that. Yeah, I think Augustus gets a full level up. It's also great for healers too. Madeline's... Oh, okay, so yeah, they capped out Madeline's support because she's got a support with Asar, so they prevent you from locking that out by not having enough conversations. Asar, okay, only has Sybil. Huh. So they're already an item? Interesting. I'd almost kind of, well, I almost kind of want them to have a pre-existing support if that was the case. Yeah, the 5 conversation thing is interesting. Definitely, there is a balance aspect to it because unlike the 3DS game supports grant their bonuses when the 2 characters are within 3 spaces of each other instead of adjacent or paired up. So they are a lot more flexible and are easy to line up. So you don't have to position quite as carefully to take advantage of them. And the boosts are... It's hard to say whether or not they're more or less potent than the 3DS ones, because I know the 3DS ones, when you actually paired up, produced very substantial boosts. But I can see that having unlimited supports with a 3 range, 3 attack range, yeah, that has to be limited because of balance, because supports stack. And whereas in the 3DS games, they don't. In the 3DS games, if you weren't paired up, you didn't get any stat bonuses for being near each other, 2 supports. You just got an increased, in Awakening it was an increased dual guard and dual strike chance, and in Fates, what did it do? I'm not sure if supports did anything in Fates when you weren't paired up, now that I think about it, aside from having the friendship and partner seals. But in the GBA games, multiple supports do stack, which is good enough reason in my mind to limit the number that you're allowed to have on any one character. And it does kind of force you to play multiple playthroughs to try to unlock the other ones. Even if that might seem artificial on paper, the core reasoning is, as I stated, because of that way they stack. So the replay value that comes out of it, I think, I'm going to say, is more of a consequence than a intended cause. Yes, a shop. I desperately need a shop. A forge as well. Maybe not. I didn't see any forge options. That's right, we do. Oh, we got some more pillow talk. Or we're not quite at the pillow talk, but still whispering sweet nothings. And these base conversations kind of supplement the supports that you might not have been able to see as well. As well as offering an opportunity to see characters interact that might not normally, that if they can't support each other. Such as if the writers didn't want to write an entire support arc, they could still include a conversation like this. I don't know what they're doing at the moment, but they got real close all of a sudden. Oh, okay, they were reshoeing her Pegasus. What is... Oh, this is an augury for the next chapter, perhaps? Is this child Canas? Well, the way she was speaking at first, I thought it was a baby, but clearly able to speak. Uh, 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 well. I'm even after all that, I'm still kind of having some difficulty pinning down how old Canas is supposed to be here. The mother will keep you safe from the dragons. Alright. So we got shops now. Actually, how does the shop interface here work? Okay, so it's the same way as before. Armor Slayer. Ooh, Thunder. L Thunder. Flux. Heal. Good stuff. Alright, so I want these gone first. I don't foresee needing this many lockpicks, so I think I can afford to sell one of them at least. I was assuming it was a different cat each time. So you... Let's see. L Thunder isn't terribly overpriced. Given that he's real slow to begin with, that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Get you Flux. She's kind of in the same boat where she's already real slow. Maybe I'll wait on this one, because I'm not sure she entirely needs it. I also wanted... Iron Sword. Armor Slayer is good. I should probably pick one of these up. Wanted the heal staff. can I afford extra vulneraries? Maybe a few, I'm not sure I need all of them. I just buy a bunch of them at once and then distribute them. I do have an arm scroll. What could I do with it? You're a B, you're D. So Isadora can use the Killing Edge now if she really wanted to. I'm not sure I really actually want to do that just yet. I don't think I have any lances that would warrant C rank in lances. B. Magnus might be an option. Maybe. We'll see. The shop does not have slim lances. Okay. Doesn't have javelins or hand axes either. Okay. So okay, done with this. Another diviner. Marcus, yes sir, you stay behind. I'd like to take a moment and appreciate that those are two generic soldiers that are very much not the same design. Those are two generic soldiers with unique designs each. You're not Uther. Who are you? He kind of looks like Marcus, actually. Well, guess not. Oh, they had names, too. The generics. Destroy all the objective is still destroy supplies. Bennett. I like them. I mean, playable soldiers are always kind of neat. Hit plus 10, just because. I guess that's a soldier thing. Axe Reaver's nice. Gonna get destroyed by this sword, though. I got phalanxes to deal with. At least he can outrun them. But I'm not sure if he can beat them. 16. Well, I did just get a anti-mage bow. I don't quite care for that 12 crit though, and it's only gonna get higher if he equips the divine. It's gonna go up to 17. Fortunately, I technically don't have to kill him to get the... That's interesting. 3 and 20? What? In order to destroy the supplies. Their supplies are not quite in as good of condition as they claimed. Lots of armor, so picking up that Armor Slayer was probably a good choice. There's a visitable village over here. The thief right there, threatening this chest, likely. Okay, interesting. Magnus may actually have a use this chapter. Maybe. Then again, I'm also not sure who to bench for him, other than Harry. I kind of wanted to try using both. He might stay on the bench because I am attacking rather than defending this chapter. Harry at least has real good attack. I know disruption does help with things, but Aerie has that too. Versus magic, except that weapon triangle disadvantage. Oh, okay, these are... So Richard, oh no, these guys have light magic. There's 3 light magic users on the map, including the boss, so those are the only ones that Magnus would be getting weapon triangle advantage over. And be a disadvantage against the 3 other dark mages. Whatever. Go up the center, then I'll have a ballista for myself. That'll be good. I should be able to rush Sybil over to help Richard. It'll still take a few turns, though. Huh. It does say that... Oh, is that just speak? S for speak? No, this is an exclamation point. It does seem like they have a S rank already. Augustus and Leonard. Alright. We'll see how this goes. Attack speed 7. 10. I'm not doubling with 10, so I might as well hit harder. Okay, these two don't move at all. Alright, so that's... Ooh, just enough. Should be fine. Seemed like really dramatic music. Alright, so what do you two have to say? Madeline, he's a tent, he's not exactly going anywhere. These two can support again. I'm not sure I want to, though. Okay, that's not quite as bad as I was expecting, but still going to be disadvantageous if I don't get to him reasonably quickly. Okay, sure. I hope he runs away. Good. Are you dangerous? You're not particularly dangerous. Can do a little bit all at once here. Actually, I should have gone after the mage, because he's just going to heal the tent next turn anyway. Oh well. Armor Slayer, do work. Aw. She's already doing real well, so it's not terrible, but I was hoping for something better. Yoink. At worst, it's another 600 gold. Flux. Oh, wait, no, I did switch to Shade. It's like, which of these has higher hit rate? Because apparently I'm having difficulty hitting. They also have Disruption. No, just as Dodge. Well, dodge this. Gonna have to visit the village next turn instead. I want that thief gone. I don't need him stealing more items and stuff. Or he can just do what he wants, I guess. I wonder if he'll go after the tent. I mean, Augustus isn't exactly defenseless out here. Well, he can't defend him. He can't retaliate, but he won't go down in one round by any means. Oh boy, reinforcements. You cannot waste any time getting to this guy. And then you have moments like these where your Pegasus Knight feels terribly, terribly slow for not being able to double an armored unit. Missed another 80%, but fortunately I do have Eagler on backup here just in case that kind of thing happened. At the very least, he can defend Airy. Dropped that for me, huh? Yeah. Alright, what does this house have? Weird wizard letters. Oh, nice. Promotion items. Of course, all of my mages were trainees, which means they've now promoted, but they're low level still. Woohoo. Steel lance, or steel, not lance, steel bow doubles. I did hear that archers were supposed to counter these types of mages, and I'm pleased to see that's certainly true. Yeah, she's pretty cute. throw over this wall. Fight Slim with Slim. I need that hit rate. Or I at least feel like I want that hit rate, considering I've been betrayed by 280s already this chapter. Alright. You're coming with me. Take that tent. Good thing Uther doesn't count as armored. Did pre-promoted Hector count as armored? I don't... He might not have. Oh, suddenly they're in my business over here now. Let's have less of this. I can't really do much else. Unpromoted? I know he did when he was promoted, but yeah. We can just stall here. Man, effective weapons are great. Let's leave him with 2 hit points. And even Leonard can finish that off. Assuming he doesn't have something I want to steal. More skill. More skill for the over crit. Nope. Nothing to steal, just fodder for experience. This is a pretty typical thief level up. It's good that he's getting luck as well. Oh, there's a cav up there, isn't there? I gotta make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's in range. Oh, it's a hand axe too. Shouldn't be too big of a deal though. After all, my healer at level 4 has 31 hit points. I wonder what he'll do if I drop him right here. Alright, sorry. This is my camp now. Alright, more defense, more speed, definitely welcome. The nice throw animation. Oh, nice, he talks to me. I don't have to spend a turn on him. That together we ride, though. What was that? Yeah, hop into join. Alright, when we hear the conflict here, Marcus gave no order to join you. Okay. Cool. Alright. So the attack range I actually care about. I do still have to make sure that I kill this. Oh, you got a Lance Reaver. Okay. Gotta make sure this guy dies. Isadora already MVP. Though Uther choking that point is a pretty close second. That's not real favorable, but Archer, Tony can cover that. Hopefully. Between Tony and Leonard, you should be good. I can pick between a C or I can pick between a C. What's he currently getting? Attack. 8, 14, 15. This one's slightly more crit. And then this one slightly more avoid. I'll take the crit since the avoid isn't too big of a deal. Ow. For having the same amount of strength as Asar, Tony just feels like she hits so much harder. It's kind of weird. Alright, time to harass the priest some more. Get the other phalanx in and start whittling away at him. Oof, that hurts even at weapon triangle disadvantage. big ballista range too. Gotta keep an eye on him. It's not bad. So Bennett's got some good defense. And actually pretty respectable speed too. Like, all of a sudden he's one of my faster characters. Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that just kind of feels a bit wrong. Hassar's only got 13 because of that auger band, but then Bennett comes in, he's my third fastest character. Just a soldier guy. Let's see what the range is on the ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I expected to be 10 considering Madeline hadn't been hit previously. I guess this is... Oh, that's the Iron Arch. That's why that's doing extra damage. Okay. So the ballista shouldn't shoot this turn because it shot last turn. Have 2 enemies. No, actually they got all these guys up here. So the ballista is unfortunately fairly well guarded. I'll just have to try to play around it. Worst case scenario, I can drain its ammo. It's gonna take 20 turns to do that though. Oh, I got reimbursed a Lance Reaver. I'll take it. I want to steal that vulnerary too. It's just provisions, yeah, okay. Kind of want to give Bennett a different lance. You know what? Eagler has a spare lance. Not bad. Strength, skill. Priest is gone. Can take out the tent now. Can you imagine not being fast enough to double a tent? was contemplating switching between the two, but well, this works out. It'll still die on enemy phase. The other phalanx probably will throw a axe at Leonard though, which is alright. Or not. Oh, okay. Alright, they're on the move now. I said I wanted to steal that vulnerary, but I'm not sure that I'm in a position to do that safely, so I should probably just end him. Keep an eye on you. Four. Right. 16, 15. That'll definitely do it. Will this? It will, but it will. Well, they both require 2 hits. I'm gonna take a counter hit in between. That's bearable. Feedback bow has slightly more durability on it. I always liked the divine spell animation. I don't know exactly what it is about it, but Asar continues to grow like a pre-promote. Oh, I've got my own ballista. I should be manning that. Spot for Harry to bait the Dark Mage. So does this hammer actually have only... Yep, it's only got 5 uses on it still. Great. Don't remember what else was in there. I'm wondering if I could have actually stolen from it. I'll try on the next one. Well, a lot happened that round. 80s and me have not been getting along real well this map. Sure. Or I could... Wow, can't double have anything. 9 attack speed? But you all, I can't reach you, so I might as well fire. What are the stats on this? 20, right? And it's just flat 20, so it doesn't matter what my strength is. I do need to continue baiting you. Oof. I'll take 2 cavalry, Fine X, and a Fine Sword. Fine X hurts, but I suppose if I attack him from range, I can... I wonder if he counterattacks when he's actually on the ballista like that. Go back to Shade because it's a marginally more accurate. Stuff that she needs. Can't complain. Could be interesting. Is it worth it though? I'm not sure. Is it Dora? He can't reach. I was gonna say, he's got the anti-mage bow. Should just make him kill the diviner, but he's not in range. Ari might take a weapon triangle disadvantaged hit, but she's got enough magic that it probably won't be too big of a deal. I kind of want to give Uther a steel sword. I want something with a little more power. But Killing Edge and Claymore are both pretty prime items. Same with the Lance Reaver. Which kind of leaves me with the Iron Sword for now. But he's not really fast enough to double very many people at all. So having him slowed down a little bit isn't too big of a deal. Guts kicking in. Guts actually, Guts should scale relative to how low his HP is, I think, because +1 to those stats isn't really that huge, not enough to make much of a difference. How much damage do I take? 2% critical, though. take 20 damage from the ballista, which is down to 6. So I'm looking at 26 damage for the next turn, assuming no crits. I think I'll probably get to the second tense and then possibly call it a night on this chapter and then pick it up later. Oh, he moved off. Okay. That hurt a bit more, but it shouldn't be fatal. Those guys are starting to move in. I can bottleneck them there, though. I just need to get Eagler healed up. The archer can still move back and then fire the ballista, unfortunately, so I can't quite move Sybil in as freely as I had wanted. She's not fast enough to kill this guy anyway. Great. I'm like just out of range with everyone, frustratingly. Can I kill this guy? Dumb question, I can't kill. One-on-one can't really reliably kill anyone. Alright, so let's see if I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, if I can lure him down further away from the ballista. I've got a men's staff right here. Could silence the diviner as well. I may not have to though. We'll see if he goes for the ballista or if he goes for Eagler. I might actually want to give him something where he won't counterattack, just to make him to draw the archer down further with the promise of counter-free damage. I haven't really been giving Leonard much experience, so give him this, let him have this kill. And that's some good stuff. I was hoping for some speed because he needs that for his job, but how long do I want to spend chasing this guy down? I don't really want to spend that long, so I'll use the claymore finish him quickly, and then Luther can rejoin the main fray. It's also gives him defense against this guy, which I wasn't actually planning on, but fortunate that it worked out. Yes, good, that's what I wanted. So that ballista is no longer a threat. Diviner attacked into his counter. Good. We got a vulnerary to steal. Oh, there's a turn limit now, is there? That's, I don't remember that being there. Good question. I may have to split my forces. But with the two calves already taken care of, the route up through here is fairly clear. Both of these guys are armored, and I have a bunch of anti-armor units, anti-armor weapons. This guy hits hard. I can send Eagler and Isadora to start working on them. Actually, Sybil and Isadora should be a good match. Isadora can force the Phalanx to switch to his hand axe and then finish him off with the Armor Slayer. And Sybil can bring the heavy spear against the Zweihander. I may have to check numbers though, because the Zanvato will be effective against her as well. But we'll see. So assuming there's not too much reinforcements, that is the other kicker. I'll take that. Steel bow I don't really need. A speed. He now ties with Bennett. And I'm probably going to have to just ignore these guys. Hunting bow. Oh, it's 3 times effective against. Yes, they always. Yeah, these ones are only 2 times effective against flyers. The hunting bow is 3 times. I do kind of want this horse slayer. Not gonna lie. But it's a low priority if I get around to it. If I have the time and resources, then sure. What's in tavern? Okay. No crit either way. Sybil, why are you slow? Actually, she's got a red text here, so she won't really get very good speed, will she? Unfortunately. But her defense is green, so she's actually a defensive Peg Knight. That's interesting. Oh. Oof. I mean, the Last Promise did have a single hit nuke Peg Knight, so I guess it's not totally unheard of. Plus, I mean, Tsubaki's a defensive Peg Knight. Sky Knight, sorry. Wow, Isidore is already level 10. Not bad. Speed. He's got Slate Green in speed and Slate Green in res, which is interesting as well. So yeah, I got a clean shot right up through here. Oh, okay. There we go. Not a problem anymore. I can still try to get up there in time. Phew. That one shot though. So this should be the Phalanx's range. It's okay, I think I might have been able to make it in 17 turns anyway, assuming there's no huge influx of reinforcements, as I was saying. And I do think I might be able to get that Horse Slayer off the Knight as well. But really, Sybil, you could stand to be getting better level ups than that. Not an awful matchup. Good, they don't overlap. for the Zanbato, right? So I need to... Bennett actually will be a good choice to bait with instead of Sybil now. Can I get up there and steal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can. What do I want to take, though? I want to hit that Sword Reaver. Sword Reaver's mine now. And I can still finish off here. Tony's still behind in levels, even though she's kind of outperforming Hassar. True, but I can still, if I get one, I can do something with it, and even if I don't, I can sell it. Chest to loot. Does Knight have anything? No, he already drops the only thing worth anything. Silver Sword. That's nice. I was asking for something with a bit more power. Give it to Uther next turn. Sure that's worth using Swift for. Alright, I was gonna see if I could steal the Iron Blade. Whether it's worth it or not is another question, but yeah, I mean, I got the hammer from the other tent as well. I should have not put Uther there so that Tony could fire the ballista. Excellent. All stats that I want to see more of. She really needs more strength. Do I start hitting Richard? Is the question. He can wait, I think. I should probably do that first rather than last during a turn, just in case stuff pops out, and I forgot to see if I could loot that, but an iron blade isn't really that big of a deal. In they come. This is still a peak, so I can't access that. Or you could just miss a tent. Probably better off just going in and killing. You I'm not too concerned about. I still won't get a kill though. Wow, I don't... Even injured, I still don't have anyone who can one-round this guy. I do have a silver sword, though. 1, 2, 3, 4... Okay. So I can... Let's see if silver sword will even do the job. 10 plus, so it's 13 still? 15. 25. 15. Yeah, that's... Is that right? I feel like that's not quite right. Should be 5 more than this, which still isn't enough. Can it? Oh, she's still got a B, so she won't be able to use the silver sword either. Oh no, it is a B. Okay. Silver weapons are B. Alright. I'm probably still better off just walling these guys here, though. And then let Airy finish him off. Or let Sybil finish him off. You have a much more reliable hit rate. I do have to rescue drop her after that, but I have the cavalry there to do so. Defense, nothing's effective against him, so that should be pretty good. '22's 10 damage, and then less than 10 damage. So actually, I probably will just finish this chapter since there's not much between the second and third tents at this point. For all intents and purposes. hurting for vulneraries anymore. I don't know why it took me until now to think about this, but one thing that they could have done, I understand wanting to have this no one-round meta, but at the same time, the developer could have still diversified the cast's roles by having certain units that are meant to be sweepers. In that sense, that they excel at having the offensive stats needed to kill in one round, but if they have low enough defensive stats that still prevents them from being like enemy phase monsters, which is I think one of the things that he was worried about. Mine now. Yeah. For the most part. Oof, still not enough. Though, with just a javelin, his offense is pretty badly hampered too. That actually does more than the Claymore. I should have enough cavalry to do that. What turn is it? 16? So it would have been definitely cutting it close at 17 turns, but I might... Yeah, I probably could have swarmed in down the last tent on this turn if I really needed to. '80s, why? She can't get nearly as far away as I had hoped. It's alright, 16 might. With only 5 attack speed. She can survive that. Now I can even... I'm mostly worried about being initiated on by the boss rather than the armor knight. Give Sybil another chance? Nah, Aerie needs the experience. I don't think I had any. I don't have anything against the '80s. Yeah. Excuse me. Gotta spend a turn to drop people and reassemble my forces here. Alright, nothing happened after that tent popped. Well, can bring Hussar closer so that he can also attack this turn. Your next turn, I should say. And then we'll basically be done. So either destroy enemy supplies. And my turn count's already at B, even though I only just hit the 17. Just past the 17. That's some ugly crit. Don't like that crit rate. Meanwhile, that's the 0 crit. That I can deal with. I'll take it. Now I'm basically free to finish him off with whoever I want. Get that. Alright. Yeah, I was gonna say they were hoping they would talk. Alright, I'll take the speed. I do still have to kill the tent. I can steal from it. I just need to get some open slots. And Sybil is not the one to do that. Of course, Slayer's good. That iron axe that I don't really have anything to do with. Yep, all 3 uses of that killer lance. Yeah, great level up. They get a B or an A. No, that's still got an S on that apparently. that is a slippery slope, but I mean, I do see the merit in it. Yes, yes it would. I'm rooting for him. So I suppose the interesting thing about what this is all setting up is that we're fighting Etruria as this big bad, but Byrne is sitting at our flank doing who knows what. And according to this, they are also mustering forces. There's chapter 8. Which, so apparently chapter 8 is supposed to be chronologically before the chapter we just played, but since it is unrelated characters, it's apparently they decided that it's more appropriate to show us the information in this chapter now. It's kind of a curious way of doing things, but this will be saved for next time. It's almost 1 a.m. local time here. I'm not even gonna preview it like I might usually. It's just gonna keep me here longer. I liked that last chapter actually. I thought it was paced interestingly enough. The time limit, especially at the beginning, kind of encouraged you to play a little bit faster. Not that I noticed it until Pat pointed out, but I would have eventually. Or I would have failed. Or whatever. I think that clearing the first or the second or hitting one of the chapter checkpoints was probably what triggered the extension on the time and kind of a reward for, hey, you're doing things right, so this is your clue. And if you're really messing up and you still haven't hit that checkpoint by the time 17 turns rolled around, then you will probably need to restart anyway. So I like that it did that. The enemies came at you at a decent enough pace to never kind of leave you completely idle, in a sense that, or leave you in an opportunity to bait and switch all of the enemies that don't come at you at your leisure. You always were kind of doing something until that very end part. As much as I would not have really enjoyed dealing with them, I think there maybe should have been a little bit more reinforcements near the end. If not for Augustus, the tent at the starting point, I think it would have been good to also have included reinforcements coming from behind, if possible. You could have justified it as a scouting party that was out, just coming back, so it could have been another small force. From that position, it would have also encouraged you to move forward a little bit more, or prepare a defensive position to deal with them. It did feel a little empty after we cleared the enemies around the second tent. It was good that the remaining ones near the third one did start to move in on you, but there weren't really enough of them to be that threatening. But overall, I still enjoyed it. The mix of physical and the mix of armored and mages was also kind of interesting to deal with. And I was pleased to get to use some of those anti-armor weapons that I'd picked up recently to great effect. And I think everything went pretty well, even in spite of not having a lot of luck with those 80%, or rather missing an abnormally large number of them. Not so much that I missed more than I hit. I probably didn't even notice all of the 80s that I did land, but you just remember the ones that were out of the ordinary. So that's that. There's 8. We just played 9. So 8, 10, 11, and 12 are what remains for this game currently. Plus any extra chapters that might be in there. I think there might be at least one more. But definitely 8, depending on how quickly it goes. Maybe another one next week. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and have a good night.